Everybody, for your prayers and your support. It certainly makes a difference. So sit back and enjoy a whirlwind trip to the Isle of Hispaniola from your favorite chair.
Thanks, Donna, and good evening, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank David and those others at the Findlay office that helped put this together and make this a possibility so that we could hold this Zoom Christmas chat with Pastor Herve. But before we do that, I want to show a couple of short videos. Two of my grandsons, Joshua, who I see his name appearing there, but not in face, and Benjamin went on a short-term team trip with Darren Morrison from the Findlay office back in the summer of 2018. And since then, they've told me that it has a tremendous impact on their life. So with that, maybe David, you could show those two little videos.
Yeah. My name is Josh Gillum. I went with my brother and a small group of people to Haiti in July of 2018. It's something that I've always kind of wanted to do just because it's so ingrained in my family to go down to Haiti and do missionary work, and especially with my grandparents being so involved. There's a lot of things you hear about Haiti in terms of quality of life and poverty and all that. So you think you know what you're in store for when you get off the plane. But I was still very shocked to what I actually saw when we got off the plane in terms of poverty and just sadness and complete polar opposite of what we're used to here in Canada or in the US. The purpose of the trip was for youth leadership and light construction. So we went to a lot of schools, we helped out, we did some leadership activities and ministry, and then we painted chalkboards and did light construction like that. In terms of the food was great, coffee was great, brought a ton of coffee home, and I still drink it to this day. Even though there was a ton of poverty and sadness and what we would consider sadness here in Canada, I would say that the level of faith and commitment and joy in actual communities and people's lives when you see them at church or out in the street and they're waving to you, it does really catch you off guard because it's something you wouldn't expect in a country that's so full of poverty. I would definitely go again. I actually wanted to go again, but Corona kind of stopped me. And the trip, it really makes you think about life when you get home. It makes you think about what you take for granted here in North America.
The purpose of our trip was to we went down for a missionary trip to Haiti to kind of for youth leadership. So we were going to teach the young people there how to be leaders in their community. Me and my brother went down along with a group of 5 Americans from Ohio. We were the only 2 Canadians in the group. I've had family who's gone down to Haiti already, so I've kind of heard stories and I kind of had an idea of what to expect. But just getting in to the country and seeing it yourself was just such a different experience. Like you get off the plane and you just instantly get hit with like this humidity and this heat, and you can smell. Driving from the airport to the compound, it was really interesting driving through Port-au-Prince and just seeing all the microeconomy going on around us, just like all the little stands and people selling things and making things and little services. It was very interesting. The compound was nice because you're right on the water, and so you get this really nice sea breeze that comes in. It cools you off a bit. But man, getting to sleep at night was tough. You'd have to shower you'd have to have a quick cold shower, and then just go right to bed. And oftentimes you had to put bug spray on before you went. While we were there, we went to Mpika, which was the main school, and we did a couple of things. Like we did some, like I said earlier, we did some youth leadership where we played games and we played soccer with them. We got absolutely destroyed. Those kids know how to play soccer, that's for sure. One thing I found that was really interesting and just really inspiring about the people in Haiti and the kids that we met there was they're just so like on fire for God and just passionate about like Christianity as a whole, and they're just so like, even despite living in such a impoverished country, and they were just always happy. Like they were super nice, always happy, always smiling, having fun. It was just really eye-opening to see. My brother and I kind of acted as like the group translators, despite us not really having any French. We had very little French, but it was better than everyone else in the group. But we get into the airport and they look down at our passport and see that we're Canadian, and they just instantly started speaking French to us. So we had to tell them, we're like, oh, je ne parle pas français, désolé. And they seemed rather disappointed by that. But yeah, at Mpika, we had little kids chase us around and try to speak to us in French. And so we'd pick out words and kind of figure out what they're saying. And that's kind of one of the things that I liked the most about the trip, was getting to just talk with the kids and hang out with the people. And like I talked to a guy named Maxi who is studying to be an engineer because he wanted to build better bridges and roads for his country, and I thought that was just so cool. And so I want to go back again. I'd love to go back again, and if I do, I want to go back with more French so I can go and talk to more people and just hear their mindset and what they're passionate about. Just coming back to Canada, it just made me a lot more grateful for what I have. Like you take advantage of things like having just a tap that you could turn on and have clean water come out of, or a house that's not open and have bugs in it that could carry viruses and diseases. A reliable source of food, like a fridge that's just always full. It's just things like that you kind of take for granted. It really just makes you appreciate like what you have here in Canada or America. Both are the same kind of situation.
Okay, at this point, I'd like to ask Pastor Drew to introduce Pastor Herve Pierre. If you go ahead and do that, Pastor Drew.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so great to be with you all and see everybody. And thanks for being here tonight. Yeah, it's an honor just to introduce Pastor Herve. Pastor Herve Pierre has faithfully, many of you know this, has faithfully served as ministry director for Mission Possible Haiti for several years. His stick-to-itiveness, hard work, endurance, and humble leadership have played an instrumental part in our mission here at Mission Possible. His first love is that of a pastor, and as he established the St. Mark Church. He's a certified trainer for ILI and has his master's from Palm Beach Baptist Theological Seminary. Pastor Herve has been in his current position since 2005, with previous stints with us as a teacher from 1984 to 86 and a driver from 1989 to 1994. Herve and his wife have been married for 25 years and have 4 wonderful kids. His passion is to share the gospel with everyone he meets, and we're just really excited to have you here with us tonight.
All right, Pastor Herve, you will have to unmute yourself. You are still muted.
You should say now.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, not me.
All right, Herve, how was your flight today? Was it good?
Very good.
Very good.
Everything was on time.
Hey, that's almost a first. So, all right, Herve, we're gonna turn it over to you, so you can share a little bit, some opening remarks, and then I'll ask you some questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity I have and to share with you a little bit about Haiti and about what's going on in the ministry. First of all, we have about 10 churches now and 9 schools. You hear me? No?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, about 10 churches and 9 schools. And the schools for the government open in November for the 2020 and 2021. And our school is going right now good. Everything seems to be all right. Only we need to focus right now on our safety for our kids and our employees. So that's very important. Yeah.
All right. So you just said we have 10 schools, or no, 10 churches,
Yes.
9 schools. So we just added a couple schools, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about where our new schools.
Our new schools it's they located in the Atibonite Valley, north from Lanzac. One of them, we went there and we did some evangelism program, and some people they got saved, and we planted a church there. And there was no school there, and the place called Pinson. It's right in in front of the national road number 1, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing there for the kids. And we have about right now 34 kids in that little school. and the other one, it's the same thing, same thing. We went in that place. It's in the mountain called Katien. We have that church already established, but for some reason the pastor died, and there is no one there to help in that church. And they called me, and I went there, and I saw there's a need there. A lot of people really want to see Christ. In the area, there is a lot of people who use voodoo, but the church is there. They really need a leader to help them. And I have one of the son of the pastor. He's a lawyer. Actually, he's our lawyer, and he accepted to be the pastor of that church. And he's ordained. We ordained him as the pastor of that church. And we have about 100 some kids in that school. And there is another church. We have a national #1. Again, it's south from Mission Possible. When you go into Lahat, it's right there in the national #1. We went there. The pastor is 80 years old, and the church is there, not really too much progression. Again, he called me, said, well, I'm old, I can't continue with the church, and can you come to continue? And we agree, and went, and we have the church now there, and we have our leaders every Sunday to help in that church. Now they are preparing to do evangelism program next week.
So that the new one of the new churches is in RKA. Is that the one you're talking about now?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I've met that pastor a couple times on different trips, and it's a great location. It's right in RKA as you pass through it. The church has been there for a long time, and he's getting too old, and said we need somebody to come along beside us, and so Mission Possible is doing that, and so we're providing leadership and just some people to kind of preach and to do the evangelism team. That's what I get really excited about when everybody tells me about the evangelism team. So everybody, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Friday night evangelism team?
We have the evangelism team every Friday. We have something called it's a watch night. We take all night and pray and train them and get ready to go out. It's the same thing. Equip them and to send them out. That's what we are doing. The idea is to prepare them and send them. To preach the gospel. So you guys all heard that they meet when he says Friday night all night. He literally means all night. So yeah. He's told me that sometimes they have prayed, from 9 p.m. all the way till 6 a.m. And so and there's prayer and there's worship and there's equipping, which is a big word for Mission Possible. And so there's been a lot of fruit that has come out of the evangelism team. And so we planted 3 churches. 2 of them are still going very strong. And then we've taken over leadership of the one church. So that team is incredible. And so, and it's mostly young people, right? Yeah, mostly young.
Yeah. And when we say young people, that includes like 30 years old and down, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
But when you're our age, young could be 45.
Okay.
So Herve, what is Christmas like in Haiti?
In Haiti, we have, long time ago, we used to do a lot of things for Christmas. But for now, we don't do really too much things, especially in the churches. They don't do really too much thing. There's two parts in the Christmas. Christmas, there's a part, the financial part. That's one thing. And the real Christmas is think about the birth of our Savior.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. And we used to have some church and some program, something, but not really too much. 3 or 4 years ago, we did some kind of game, Bible game.
Mm-hmm.
And on Christmas, we close on Christmas with a good celebration on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
A lot of people came, but for the pandemic, we don't do that this year. But for other churches, they used to do things on Christmas, but right now they don't really do too much things. But they do things they do more things on the Easter than Christmas.
Okay. Now, do Haitians like put up Christmas trees? Do they put up Christmas lights, or is that more of like a North American thing?
You can see that mostly in the businesses.
Oh, okay.
So for now, but not. Well, I don't. This year, well, I just come, but I don't see too much.
Yeah.
I don't see really Christmas.
So do they put there? Are there Christmas trees actually palm trees, or are they Christmas trees? So tell us a little bit about like how we can pray for Mission Possible, how we can pray for you.
Right now, for the safety of our kids.
So safety.
And safety for our employees, because right now we are in a very bad time where the security is not really good. Especially, because every time we're gonna have election in the country, it's usually like that. But this time it's really bad. I never seen things like that.
Mm-hmm.
First time I can see lots of bad things happening right now. Lots of kids, they kidnap a lot of kids, things like that. But praise God, we have our kids are still, they have no problem. But there's a lot of story about kids they kidnap, even in St. Mark. The closest city from the mission center.
Yeah.
Kids. For example, we have a lot of young people. They leave the country. They go to Dominican Republic. To find something better. And there's a young girl. She was in the drama team, because we have a drama team. That's the drama team. It's evangelism program also. Each time we have to go to some place to do evangelism program, we went with that drama team. She's in the drama team. She left the country, went to Dominican Republic, because she told me that there's someone who just stopped her and took her phone from her, and with the gun. But praise God, they don't do nothing to her. They just took the phone, and finally, she left the country. And not only her, but we have a lot of young people. They leave the country.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite translators, Gene, left the country.
Yes.
So he was, yeah, I always liked Gene. I hope he comes back. And so,
Yes.
so tell us, was it Bonlagay where they got robbed and the guy got shot? One of our people got shot in the foot. And then they were scared to go back, and then you said, no, we need to go back. The devil can't win. Was that story?
Yes. Yes, and Balagi.
Okay. Can you
One,
yeah,
one year ago. That church still going on, but we passed that church to another leader. That leader, he was with us, and he's from the area, and he's responsible now for that church. And we don't go there. We don't do nothing.
yeah,
And I praise God for that, because it's like Paul said, hey, if the gospel is preaching, hey, it's okay.
yeah,
So that's the thing. We went there. In that area, we did the evangelism program for 3 days. The drama team went, and people accept Christ. 50 some people accept Christ after
yeah,
the 3 days, and we planned the church. After that, we have to go. There's a follow-up, because it's the plan the church. It's one thing, and to continue, it's that's the thing. And
yeah,
we have to, because we have the evangelism program, and we have the church planting. We have a group of people. We call them church planting. They are the one who's responsible to take care of the continued. To disciple those people. What they try to do a program for the people over there, and the way back, there was some guys. They stopped them, and they took the motorcycle. They took everything from them. And the sad thing, there was a lady. She was there. They took her, and they went inside. Some place they do sex with her. When she told me that's really sad. That's really sad. And they took all the motorcycles, and they took all the money, and one of them got shot. One of them got shot, but after that, they called me. They said, "Hey, here, what's going on? What we have to do? If we have continued, or if we have to stop?" I said, "Hey, no, we can't stop. We have to continue." And the next day, they went, and there's more people. They have more people in one day. The last day accept Christ than the 5 or 6 days they was there.
yeah. If I remember correctly, I think there was 65 or 66 people that accepted Christ.
Yeah, in one day.
In one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just incredible evangelism.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the evangelism. We've talked about churches. So you said we have 9 schools. We have a couple new ones. How is COVID? How is the coronavirus affecting our schools? How are they affecting Haiti right now?
When the coronavirus hit Haiti, I mean, there's only one. They test only one person who had corona, and they shot everything. That's very bad of the leaders. I said, oh, that's terrible. Only one person. You can imagine now, only one person they test who have COVID, and they shut everything, church, school, everything.
Mhm.
That's really terrible. That was terrible. That was a big mistake of the leaders. Uh, After that, they reopened. Okay, they shut down the country for 5 months, I think,
Mhm.
4 or 5 months. Okay, after that they reopened. When they since they reopened the country, there's I mean there's if you come in Haiti, you will not sense the coronavirus because nobody wear masks in our churches and our schools. I mean everybody's fine. Only if you are going to office like a public office like bank, they require that to put mask things like that. But after that, you go in all places like no mask. So the coronavirus then affect the kids, either the church right now. So you're gonna see tomorrow. We're gonna have a pastor seminar. You're gonna see everybody. They're not gonna wear masks. And we usually have a big seminar. I mean, a lot of people. Okay, so
This is why I'm going to the pastor seminar. I'll just
oh, okay. Then for some reason, I don't know. Nobody really wear a mask. I mean,
yeah. Well, you told me that if you wear a mask, they think you're sick, and so they stay away from you, and they sometimes won't even serve you in the bank or if you have a mask on.
exactly. Yeah.
So it's about the exact opposite of what it is in North America. I don't know how it is in Canada. I think you guys are required to wear a mask and all that kind of good stuff too. So
It's really not the same here.
not the same there.
No.
So all right.
I don't know, for some reason, somebody got here a prayer of someone, and I don't know. So
Yeah.
nobody, no, not really. I don't know, but I don't know. I have no one who I know who get corona and Haiti.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, there was two old business guys in Haiti who died in March. They said it was corona, but I don't know, but I don't.
Yeah.
Corona, but there
Now
was
I heard a rumor that the first person in Haiti that tested positive for coronavirus, they tried to burn his house down.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true. Not only him. That's not only him. Those the government tried to have a place in Port-au-Prince. Said that okay, they're gonna put those people who have corona in that place, in that particular place.
Mhm.
Hey, they got mad. They got mad. They burned that place. Oh yeah, they burned it. Oh yeah, yeah. If, for example, if I I come and I tested corona. Hey, I have big problem.
Mhm. Well, I know that you've gotten probably 4 or 5 tests, right? Just to make sure that you don't have.
Exactly. Yeah. I test. I mean, a lot of time to make sure everything. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that you love Haiti. You love your country. You're passionate about Haiti. What do you see in the future for Haiti? Is there hope? to turn Haiti around. What do you see as the future of Haiti?
Well, I mean, with God, yes, there's hope.
Mm.
With God. But I tell you, without Him, I don't see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So how can we evangelize Haiti?
Yes, yeah, continue. I mean, that's what I love what we are doing. It's to equip people
Mm.
and for the next generation.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, our churches, it's the same thing. It's to get them, accept Christ, help them transform. When they come to the church, they transform, and they go to the community to transform the community.
Yeah.
So
So Mission Possible has been around for 41 years. In Canada, I think we're on our 26th year. So how have you seen Mission Possible kind of transform lives? How have you seen Mission Possible's impact?
I see Mission Possible's impact in the spiritual life of people, first of all. I mean, secondly, in the education and the schools. You know, there is a lot of, for example, let me take the spiritual part first. The spiritual part, lots of people who knows Christ because of Mission Possible.
Mm.
I know that. I know people who come to me said, I mean, hey, I was in Mission Possible school when I was a kid, and I accept Christ. Right now, I am a preacher.
Mm.
You see, things like that. You might say, oh, you might say that I would like to see a bigger impact, but at the same time, God is working in the lives of people over in Haiti, and the kids also. For example, in Semac Church right now, what they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to have a second service for only the students.
Mm.
Because we have more than 500 kids in the school. That's a big church.
That is a big church.
So even though, I mean, even though 500, not all of them come, but if we give them education, we give them school and try to feed them, give them food every day, and hey, give them the gospel. The gospel is the best thing we can give.
Yeah.
That's the thing we can change the nation. That's the thing we can change the nation.
Mm-hmm.
The gospel. The gospel and the school. That's both.
All right. So we have our board president watching here, and so he's the USA board president. I want to invite Mark Yoder in just to say hi. So I'm gonna put him on the spot, and so he can unmute himself.
Hey everyone. We thought we'd
And
come
his
up
lovely wife Julie is beside him.
we thought we'd come up and join your meeting. You know, the border, they wouldn't let us across, so we thought we'd do it this way.
All I wanted to do for Christmas was go to Canada, but I can't.
We just want to go to the US and we can't.
We are just blessed to see you all in the Zoom meeting today, and it's good to see you too, Herve, and we got to see each other a little while ago, and boy, it's just a blessing to hear how God's working in the midst of really, really difficult times. and we get so probably not you folks in Canada, but we in the U.S. get so consumed by the negative, and it seems like that's all we focus on is the bad news. But the good news of Jesus Christ reaches us in the midst of these trying times, and the darker the evening, the brighter the light, I suppose. And it's been exciting to hear about the stories in the midst of all this, that God's working in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So appreciate you all coming around and listening to these stories tonight.
I was wondering if anybody out there on this COVID call or this Zoom call
COVID
had a
call.
question for Pastor Herve. You could write it up in the chat section of your.
I got a question for Herve. How are you feeling these days?
I'm feeling good now. I don't know, for some reason, mostly when I'm in Haiti, I feel better.
Good.
All right. Everybody, do you have anything else for us? We feed our students every day.
Yes.
We give them basic medical needs. We have a community agent program that which is basically a school nurse. We take care of them physically. We take care of them spiritually. And so, which you've heard about what St. Mark's Church is doing. Is there anything else that we need to know about what's going on in Haiti, or?
No, for right now, tomorrow I'm gonna start a seminar. It's not gonna be a big thing with our churches only.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have 10 representatives of churches. It's gonna be with me, actually in this room, about 25 to 30 people tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all week. They want to be all week. And the focus, again, it's gonna be, David's gonna talk, and we have another pastor is gonna talk, but after that, I'm gonna continue to talk about how, in the middle of the difficult time, how we can continue to do evangelism.
Yeah.
At other churches.
Yeah, the pastor seminar, we're usually in Haiti, but unfortunately we can't go. So there's a couple of us doing a Zoom call just like this, but so there'll be 30 people in the room that everybody's in right now, and we'll equip them, we'll train them, and encourage them, and give them a pep talk, and send them back out into the world. So, so I got a question here from Pastor Gary. It says, what's your strategy for teams going into Haiti post-COVID? And do we have a timeline? Right now, we do not have a timeline. We are hoping that we can get in soon. I know the airports are open. We can get in. It's just right now it's some safety concerns. Our mission center is fine. And then we're just kind of waiting for Herve to say, give us the thumbs up. And so hopefully here, maybe early next year, I don't know, March, April. So it's one of those things where we need to get in and see some students. We need to go in and we haven't been there for almost 2 years. And so, and everybody likes that. No, just kidding. But we need to get in and see see our friends down there. So, but yeah, that's a great question. We're kind of in a holding pattern until everybody gives us the heads up or the thumbs up. And then Kathy asked the question, is leadership still happening to students? Are we still doing our good choices, or have we put that on pause until?
It's a pause for right now.
Yeah. I think the plan is January to start that again.
Yeah, yes.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So just with the craziness of everything that's gone on, we kind of put a pause on that until January. And so if you
with the registration, with the school, open late, things like that, and until of now, we are not done with the registration. So
yeah, and so we are really hoping to get things rolling again. And I'm going to put this in quotation marks, normal. And so normal student leadership, good choices, that kind of stuff. And so that will hopefully get started in January. And so,
David, one thing, the government did just last, today it's Sunday, Friday, they just give the result of the test.
Oh.
You see, because the kids, they want to take tests from the 9th grade and for the 13th grade.
Yeah.
Friday, they just give the result of the test for the 13th grade. For the 9th grade, we have most of our kids, mostly our kids.
Yeah.
Pass. We have 3 schools, there's 2 of them, they have all of the kids pass.
Oh, good. So that's the government test for 9th grade.
The government test, exactly.
Yeah, to move on to 10th grade, and then the 13th grade is your graduation. So if you pass that, then you can graduate.
No, we don't do really graduation, but
yeah, we do not do, especially in Ohio. Ohio is ridiculous with big graduation parties and all that kind of stuff, and so we don't do that down in Haiti. So. But they still do graduate. They are finished with school and they can take that with them.
Yeah. So until you have the result from the government, you can't really continue your registration because you don't know who passed, things like that.
Yeah. All right. So any other questions? I agree, Pastor Gary. I love everybody's smile too, and so very thankful for the ministry. I'm just reading from Pastor Gary here. So, amen to that. So everybody, we thank you for being on. I know you were up early this morning to catch a plane to Haiti. I know that you have a busy week. And so we thank you.
I was from 3. Actually, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep. It was. They took me at 3 a.m. I said, "Oh, okay. It's better to not sleep, to sit down and talk with my wife." And she cooked something for me. I ate it at 2 a.m.
Did she send the leftovers with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, David, should we have someone pray for Pastor Herve before we break off?
Yeah, that'd be great. Any volunteers? If not, I'm going to volunteer somebody. So.
Well, I've asked Pastor Beth Fellinger to sort of wrap up. So maybe she could pray for Pastor Herve and in the wrap up of the meeting.
So
I can do that. There are 2 things that I know that every morning when we do our devotions together, one of the things we pray for is all the kids on our fridge. And we call them the kids on the fridge. And there are all of our Haitian kids who we sponsor. And we call them by name, but we call them the kids on the fridge. That's it. And I can't think of a better thing is to be able to call them by name and to know that God is with each of those kids, and that we get an opportunity to live into their lives. And I want to tell you a story, because I think there's something about hanging out with those kids and sponsoring them, and this, which is a white envelope. It's a very plain envelope. Some of you may have heard the story, but knowing that it's Christmas, I thought it's a good story to share. And it was a guy who didn't like Christmas very much. In fact, he didn't like the tinsel, and he didn't like the lights. He just felt there was a lot of pretense to what was happening. And he was kind of a little bit like a grouch, the bah humbug moment. And his wife would decorate the tree and do all the things. And in the middle of it, her son was someone who played on a school sports team. And they went to play a school with a bunch of kids who had nothing. Didn't have proper uniforms, didn't have anything that they needed to play well. And so, of course, the team that had everything won the tournament. And the husband was a coach of the good team, and he felt devastated by that. And that year for Christmas, what he noticed in the tree on Christmas morning was a white envelope. And instead of getting him a present, what his wife had done was gone to the local sports store and bought everything that the other team needed for equipment to be able to play in the league well. It started a tradition that went on for at least 10 years. And now his kids have picked that up. And every year on their Christmas tree is a white envelope. So instead of giving a gift to someone who already has everything, they decided that they would give a gift that would represent something in the person's name. And so I can't think of a better place to invest than in Haiti and in the DR and Mission Possible. So if you know that someone needs a gift and you can't think what they need, I'm going to suggest that this year you pick up a white envelope and you make a donation to Mission Possible in that person's name, so that on Christmas morning, the real message of Christ and the real message of the gospel actually get where it needs to be this year. It's a good place for me to go, and I love seeing those kids on my fridge every morning, and knowing that some of them I've met and others we haven't, but I know that they are loved by God and they're loved by the team in Haiti. So Herve, thank you for all that you do as you lead the team as in each of the schools and each of the churches. So let me pray for you. God, you are amazing and wonderful and awesome. And God, you know everything that we need regardless of where we are in the world. And I remember years ago, Herve saying, find out what God wants you to do and what your purpose is and live into it. And today I thank you that Herve has lived into your purpose for him. God, that he has been a solid witness. You have loved him and given him favor even in the middle of some of the darkest days. And God, I pray that you will let him continue in full passion, live into that dream that whether he sees it or not, the legacy from you and your gospel as it's shared in Haiti would go forward and change the country and the nation. God, we look forward to the days. Thank you for the stories that we hear and that we're able to give thanks for. I pray for your protection over all of the teachers and the students, and for Herve as he leads the organization. God, I pray you be with Moise too from the Dominican side. God, I pray this would be a Christmas that they have never experienced before, because the power of the Holy Spirit will be so strong. And that, God, you would do great things before their very eyes. I pray, God, that you would always be glorified in everything that happens there. And we want to give you thanks and praise in your name, Jesus. Amen.
David, was there anything else that we needed to touch on? And as to how the people, if they want to, can bless the mission?
Well, there's.
I have one last thing to say.
Oh, okay. All right, Pastor.
We do Christmas party in our school every year. I mean, sometime we give the kids food, dry food, to go home, like rice, bean, oil. And sometimes if we don't give them dry food, we cook a good meal for them. And like a very good meal, like bean, rice, chicken, salad, nice, and they can come to celebrate. I mean, the birth of Christ. I mean, to answer of your question, I just want to say we do a Christmas party in our schools. Every year. I remember. I mean, since I was a teacher, that used to happen. I mean, usually they give them. I remember when Mission Possible used to have boat, they used to come with a lot of gifts to give to the students every Christmas. But the thing is, the great thing. Yes, we give them. We can give them the food, or we can cook for them. But the message is really important. When you tell them why, I mean, Christ come, because that's the thing we always focus on the particular time. I mean, we always have a special guest who come to preach about that or to talk about. I mean, Christ come. Hey, here, why Christ come? Christ come to save us. Things like that. I mean, have party and we have class. I mean, some class they have group, they sing, they just party. So
yeah, that's great. I love that we can celebrate the reason that Jesus came. So. So if you feel like you want to do a white envelope, you want to get hooked in with Mission Possible, and I know I recognize a lot of your names and a lot of your faces even. You can sponsor a child. You can have a child on the fridge of your own. You can just give a designated gift. I know that. We need that. We need for different projects. You can give a general gift. You can, plan giving, retirement, whatever, however you want to do that. End of life giving, or you can be creative like the Funks. I'm giving a shout out to you guys, doing a golf tournament for so many years. And so raised a lot of money for us. Dinner for the Life Straws. Let's see, that's Beth and Brenda, right? Yeah. And so they do a fantastic job of doing some type of crazy dinner where you get your soup but not your spoon, and you get your main course, but no silverware. I don't know. Eat with your hands. I don't know. Drink your supper. I don't know how they do it, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a creative way to have fun and also to raise money for Life Straws. We have a VBS program. You can be involved in so many different ways, and so we at Mission Possible we can't do it without people like you, and so we are so thankful and appreciative of what you do, and how you do it, and just the love that you show. You get a picture to put on your fridge, but that picture is a person, and that person is special to our teachers, to our principals, to our administration, to our pastors. That person is not a number, but he or she, they have a name, and our plan for them is not only give them a great education, but to make sure their name is in the book of life. And so, those are the two ways that Haiti's going to change. It's through education and through the gospel. And so, and Mission Possible is doing that. So we are we thank you for this. And I know Zoom is weird at times and difficult to pay attention to. Trust me, I know. I've been on enough of these calls lately. But thank you for hanging in there. We appreciate you guys so much. And so if you want to, if you feel like you need to get involved, just go to our website, ourmissionspossible.org. It's on all of our letterhead. And if you didn't get that website, then just call Bud and Donna. Just bug them; they'll give it to you. And I think you have my email address on the invitation also. So feel free to give me a jingle. So, all right, Bud, Donna, Herve, you guys have anything else?
I'll just wish everybody, a happy Christmas season, and good luck with your shopping, and stay healthy, safe, and strong.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for your time, because it is precious, and we appreciate what you do and how you have given your time and your energy, your prayers, and your support. So God bless you all.
Hey, and Josh is finally down there. His face is there, even though he's on the video. He's showed his face. So thanks, Josh, for that video. So, all right. I don't know. How do we end Zoom calls? Bye.
Adios, amigos.
God bless you, Herve.
God bless you.
Thank you, you too. Glad to see you.
Father. Merry Christmas to you.